Hello, my name is Savannah. I'm a skills coach and a mental health advocate, but today I thought we might pick up a little book, The Art of Noticing by Rob Walker, pick up a random page and read a little bit together. So if you're interested, stick around. By the way, if you could hit subscribe, like, or comment, I would really appreciate it. As you know, I'm just here trying to raise awareness. I would love to connect with my people, whether that's you or not. I'm glad you're here. I offer crafts, I offer some fun stuff, but I also talk about educational topics like skills or just things that we didn't get taught, like why is it so hard to shower and how can I motivate myself to do that, or brush my teeth. Maybe later I'll talk more about cleaning my house, but this is a motivational, encouraging space. Today we're going to take some time to read. So I flipped open to the random page of 160. And sometimes when I'm reading, I like to do that. This book is 131 ways to spark creativity, find inspiration, and discover joy in the everyday, which really aligns with what I do with my clients of connecting with our sensory experience to enjoy the life that we're living now and to make more accommodations for ourselves, because how the hell can we accommodate something if we don't know what is wrong or what is kind of overstimulating us? Anyways, page 160. Poetize the irritating. One of my favorite things to do, Kenneth Goldsmith announced in his book, Uncreative Writing, is to walk a few steps behind two people engaged in conversation for several blocks. That sounds supremely annoying, but the often counterintuitive Goldsmith, whose thoughts on Duchamp's in Frathen idea I referred to earlier, is taking a cue from John Cage's connotation that the music is everywhere if you just learn to listen for it. Poetry is all around us. Goldsmith writes, and that includes poetry of two strangers, babbling their conversation, punctuated by red lights and giving the speech in a certain pace and rhythm. The same applies, he argues, to the many cell phone talkers who can contribute noise to the sidewalks and public spaces everywhere. Psychological research indicates that an overheard cell phone call is actually more distracting than an overheard face-to-face conversation, partially because the unwilling listener's brain becomes engaged and trained to fill in the blanks to make sense of what's called of a half-a-log. As one researcher explained, if you only hear one person speaking, you're constantly trying to place the part of the conversation in context. But Goldsmith argues that this too can be converted to poetry of a sort. I like to think of their chatter as release, he writes, a new level of contextual richness, a reimagining of public discourse, half conversations resulting in a meltdown of narrative, a city full of people spewing remarkable soliloquies. The same idea can be applied to the visual. Goldsmith, the writer David Wondrich, once explicitly looked for documented minor flaws in the urban landscape. A semi-truncated ornament outside a church, a missing screw on a sign next to an expensive building, a misaligned column half in front of a prominent hotel, and presented their findings in a poetic slide showed Broken New York. Hi, thought I might look up. I think it is so interesting to just think about the context of noticing and creativity and being a part of our space, because I think so much about the autistic experience that I have always been extremely obsessed with details that other people seem to look past or don't even think about. I can't tell you how many questions I ask my husband in a day that he's like, I don't know, why are you thinking that? It's like, I just wanted to get to the root cause of it. I'm seeking out patterns everywhere, and I've always done this, but now in this world, in this space that we're in, it can also be really debilitating to do that. And so instead of always looking out to the world of all of those patterns, I'm trying to take in the art of just noticing this world, the beautiful stuff that is there, because there is beautiful stuff everywhere. I know it's heavy, I know it feels like there's not, but there's always going to be unrest. There's always going to be some level of evil or hate. There's always going to be people fighting against it. there's never gonna be a time that there's not any kind of contest, because that's what we are as human beings. We are walking contradictions. And I hope that with each day and with more time, we can be kinder to one another, better understand, research the types of things that will help us be better humans. But for right now, all I can do is focus on myself, focus on my circle, meaning my family, my friends, and then most importantly, my clients. Who can I help change their own lives? Because if I connect with even that one person, it changes their entire world. So if you're feeling defeated, if you're feeling like, why bother do anything? Because it's the absolute best thing you could do, to just go for it and take chances and live this life, because you never know when it's gonna stop. So throwing back to COVID, because let's just look at those times. I was going to stop and get dinner on my way home. I was thinking, you know what? I closed down the office. I sent all our employees remote. I thought I was acting early. I didn't know that everybody else also realized the world was shutting down and was maybe converting. So I stopped for dinner on my way home. That's weird, but I did. And the restaurant was closed because COVID was happening and we shut down our facility. So obviously other places were shutting down. We went fully remote, but the people at that restaurant didn't get to go remote. They didn't have jobs they could do from home. They provided a service to people. COVID ruined the lives of thousands of millions of people, besides all the people that had physical ailments or lost their lives to COVID. The financial repercussions were devastating. We're still recovering from that. So whenever you look at the world and everything's stressful, just know we're still on the up. I know it feels low, and I know it feels muddy, and I know it feels dark, but we are still moving up. We are still changing, we are still growing, and we are not stopping. So if you'd like to join me, pick up The Art of Noticing by Rob Walker. Thank you so much. My name is Savannah. I'm a skills coach and mental health advocate. Bye-bye. It would mean the world to me if you subscribe. Thank you.